So we've been paying $300 a month. Now we're gonna end up paying $600 a month
Yep,
for the same essential service.
yep, there'll be 2 cleaners in here. You think you can find it anywhere it's cheaper, you let me know. The contract does not specify that it's locked in for a year or any specific time. It just says monthly estimate for janitorial services. We've been a month and a half going on 2.5 months without it. We need somebody down here, and the other estimate, I won't say who it was, but was over $1,500.
So could this be a month-to-month agreement?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing on there unless you read something different than I do on the estimate. That says locked in.
So if it's month-to-month, and we have no one else, it seems like an awful high price. Well,
You had,
600
the problem you had is you had a very low price. The last.
you mean the
company
300 a month
was
was too low?
I'm not, it
Is
was
that what you're
great.
saying?
I'm just saying it was very low for a cleaning company. They got $75 when they came in.
Yes, I know.
And he's gonna pay his 2 helpers more than that when they come in.
That guy's not in business anymore, right? The first
No.
one.
Correct.
We
Yeah.
talked about that.
Yeah.
Brad, if I could,
Sure.
I took this on myself. 2 people that I contacted that were individuals like Mike, the fellow we had before,
Yeah.
didn't even want to touch it. The 4 companies that I contacted to come here and give us a price, 2 of them said it was like, oh, well, it's gonna have to be a full-time job. I said, no, we only need somebody once a week. Well, we have to bid it out as if it's a full-time job. Well, that didn't make any sense. Anyway, the 2 folks that did bid on it, and the one company that we're talking about, was about the only people that were actually even interested. And I'm telling you, if we can find somebody else that's better or
Cheaper?
less expensive, that's fine, but this place, we need somebody. We haven't had anyone in how long, Donna?
Almost 2 months. And Sheila and I are getting sick of cleaning toilets and
If you
dumping
go in the
trash.
men's room, you'll know it. So,
Sheila more than me.
Well, I've been doing that one.
I
You're
know.
saying I suck at janitorial service?
yeah, you
Is that
suck
what
at janitorial service, and you suck at keeping the ants down.
Yeah, well, I don't control the ants, that's for sure.
So anyway, that's where this came from. A lot of work was done on it, and it's not as easy as it sounds like it would be. End of story.
Do they have an insurance
Yes.
policy attached?
They have 60 clients,
Oh,
including a local PD.
yeah, I understand. So if they're month to month, I'm for it. As long as if it isn't locked in for a few years.
That's up to you if we do this, but yeah, we still gotta just vote your conscience when we vote it, as long as it's it for discussion, that's great. Okay, so roll call.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes, on a month-to-month basis.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. If they come up with something more than that, I'll let the rest of you know, okay, as far as the contract. But I believe it's on month to month, because there's nothing written on that. The rest of you didn't have a stipulation, so you're still good with it. They come back and then a new contract, I'll just let you know. Okay?
That could also haunt us if it's not a year contract,
I
because
agree.
they could all of a sudden, after 2 months, say, oh, well,
Now it's
if they get it, they get where
$700.
some other company came in at the price they did, and they can up theirs by 300 and still be under, and we don't get anybody else, guess what, we're gonna pay more.
Because now they know what the other contract was.
I do have to add, this is, we bid it out 3 times in the paper.
Yep. And we've contacted multiple people
Yes.
on this. We had one guy show up and never came back, so.
I talked to 2 people that do it when we discussed it before, and both of them not even interested, and they do some big contracts, they do all over Plattsburgh, and they said, not interested.
I figured that one out, it's $137. That's what they're getting each time they come.
For 2 cleaners.
For 2 cleaners. I don't think you're gonna get it any cheaper than that. It's $600 for the whole
Yeah.
month.
If we could keep them forever, I think would be smart.
Yeah. Alright, I'll find out, and then, a different contract and I'll let the rest of you know. Alright. Resolution 23-68. Motion by be it resolved that the town of Schuyler Falls enter into an agreement with North Shore Solutions proposal attached to be the town new website manager. If I can get a motion and a second, and if there's any discussion, we can go from there.
Motion.
Motion by Mike.
Second.
Nothing to do. By Vern. So you'll see that contract he's still honoring from about 6 or 7 months ago. He said that he received everything,
What's the term of this proposal?
it's a one-time setup fee at, $3,000 and, if you look at, if we wanted to do a logo, there'd be another $300. You can keep the logo that we have right now. If you also look at the bottom, there's been an update on the hourly cost. You can buy a maintenance program if you want. It's not part of this right now. But you can buy a maintenance program where you can buy ahead so many hours. If you look at the maintenance, he just gave you, for instance, 10 hours for $380 or 30 hours for $900. Otherwise, you pay a portion like we were prior. I think that was 75. They're 65 an hour, so if you work on something for 15 minutes, then you're going to get a portion of that, a quarter of that $65. The big difference between this company and the other, and I thought you liked this company.
I didn't say anything about this.
Yeah, you, the last time we brought these up, you were like, you kept on wanting to pressure. But anyway, like I said, this is just the opposite of kind of what we were doing. Matt wants us to do everything that we can on our own and only utilize him to put stuff on if we can't do it ourselves or to help us work through something. So this one is, I guess for a better lack of a term, it's more like Word on a computer, more friendly. It's not all DOS like the other one where you had to be a programmer to do it. So we should be able to do most anything ourselves once we get up and running with it and everybody's familiar with it.
And they'll come and train?
Huh?
They'll come and train everybody?
They will definitely train us on the use of the website, yes. But his goal, like he told me, is to get you guys to utilize your website and to put your own stuff on. Because he goes, I don't care, I make money every time you call me. But he goes, my goal is to get you to do it so that you don't have to.
I might be missing a page on this, but anyway, when is the beginning date and how long is this gonna be for?
I would suggest that we do it for at least a year contract. He did not, again, put down anything as far as a year contract because he's gonna be setting up the actual website and getting it up and running. If you want maintenance, then you can do whatever you want. I can talk to him and see if he will sign a year's contract with us, and I don't think that'll be an issue. But the way they set it up is just the way it is on this contract. That you pay a setup fee, and they set up the website, and then it's $65 an hour if you need them to do something else, or like I said, hopefully, like he said, you guys will be able to do what you need to do without even having me involved. But they will be there if they're needed.
Would it be an idea to hire them until the end of '23? And then, if we're satisfied with them, continue with them.
You can do anything you want with the board and the 3 votes. The only problem is that I would say is that the longer you go for $65 an hour, being that our other one was 75 and he was one of the cheaper ones out there, if we can get him to lock in a contract for at least a year, that would be great. I think on the money side of things. I don't know what his price increases are gonna go up next, after January.
Well, it looks like he's giving us a 1-year management fee. Fee for 1 year, $500.
Yeah, that's the hosting fee on the SSL certification. I think ours is still good. Or SLL, that's one of them. I just updated for the year. Is that SLL. I don't think a lot of computer wizard on there. From what I understand, once we had that, we're good for a year with that SLL.
This is a company that we researched and got information from other towns and groups from.
Yeah, they're pretty good size.
Yeah, they got a list
They
in there
have-
of how many towns
Yeah,
and
that's
people they
in
do.
there. They're affiliated with college, and they do actually the college's website. So they have multiple amounts of businesses here. And like I said, we vetted this one pretty good. The first time I looked at it like that. Any other discussion?
I did go on the Lockport site. It does look pretty good. Did you? The town of Lockport.
Yeah. I can't remember what ones I went on because this thing is like
Been
8,
forever.
9 months old.
Yeah, I know.
Because we decided to go monthly with Pat, so again. like I
Has
said-
Patrick been notified?
Oh, yeah. And he continued to work with us through the end until the turnover is. As far as the transition, I don't know if they'll do that. It'll probably be turned over to them to do the whole thing. But he did not leave us hanging, and he, like I said, he put the agenda up for this meeting. He was down here today, and he took some of the videos off of there to post on the websites. And we actually, I took one of the music in the parks on the Facebook page, and he showed me how to put that on there too. So we're getting there.
Well, this resolution doesn't give a time period anyways, we're just voting to hire these folks. And we have a motion and second, correct?
Yeah, so I was just waiting to see if there's any more discussion. All right, roll call.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Is Irene Company. I will contact them tomorrow. We'll go from there.
Mr. Randall, did you did they know that layer 8 is on board with them and they'll work with them?
Yeah, layer 8 recommended them actually. They gave them a good recommendation, I should say. They said they're very reputable, they'd be a good company, and they're willing to work with them on anything that needs to be done jointly. So, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, our IT company's happy to work with them, they have no problem. All right, resolution 2369, a motion by be it resolved that the town board of the town of Schuyler Falls approves the following Macy Lane water budget transfers from WML.0909.000 fund balance on reserve $2,000 to WML.8310.400 administration contingency. So both amounts are $2,000 respectively. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mike,
Second?
Reg,
Don, how come it's,
Discussion.
is that, what's WML stand for? Is that Water Macy Lane?
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah,
I was just
the other
wondering,
one
yeah,
is,
because I didn't know if the W was,
Yeah, W Water.
okay. I'll second it,
It's already been
Already done.
seconded.
okay.
I just didn't know if there's any more discussion. All right, roll call.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Okay.
See, W and.
All of W's, I know are water.
Okay,
Alrighty.
that makes sense.
All right, claims.
No,
Oh,
another one.
I got one more. What did I miss?
2370.
Got it.
I do. Apologize. All right, resolution 2370. A motion by be it resolved that the town board of the town of Schuyler Falls approves the following Morrisville water budget transfers from WM.0909.000, again, fund balance on reserve, to WM.8310.400, administration contingent. Both $11,000 respectively. So can I get a motion?
Motion.
Mike? I'll second. Any discussion?
Yeah, is this, this was something that, I can't remember all this, this is something that we'd already,
The 11,000 is from the grant administration over the last
okay.
couple months, 3 months.
Will it be,
Like I said, we're getting, the CDBG is just about, even though you get the grants, you're continually working on the paperwork for the grants. So, yeah, there's stuff that I ask of Mary and Donna all the time, and we all work on it.
will this be the end of the our consulting for this particular?
This was for grant administration, but, and to cover the cost and expenses. The grant administration is from LaBerge, the Curtin Archaeology Consulting. Don't quote me. We just had those. They were in the vouchers. I was with the 1A and then the 1B phase. I don't want to say it was like $4,000 or something like that in there. So that part is all done, yes, Mr. Parati, the archaeological consulting stuff. The consulting on the grants is gonna be an ongoing for the next little bit here.
Would you know off the top of your head, what is 1A? Can you describe it, the 1A?
The 1A and 1B are part of the archaeological study, so
Okay.
what they do is they go out, they do research, and they check to see if there was any historically pertinent things that were in the areas that we're looking to dig in. We passed that, then they actually come out with the B and they do a shovel and a hole test in those areas to make sure that they don't dig up something that they might not have missed by looking through the history.
So that's system-wide, that's everything, the whole.
Yeah, anything that they have reason to believe could be of historical value. The whole system gets looked at, but like I say, they do test balls in those areas that they don't know enough about.
Yeah.
That's what happened to, if you remember down at Plattsburgh when they found pipes in tournament over on the other side of the Air Force Base.
Yeah.
And then they shut that whole project down for like 2 years while they excavated all the artifacts that they found. That's all part of it. That's Shippo is involved in this, you know. It goes through the feds in the state.
In terms of the rock right away, off Flat Rock Road
Yep.
to the tower, is that over? Is that pretty much agreed to at this
Not
point?
over, but we are pretty close to an agreement, and I'm not gonna say on the record what that is. I mentioned it to you guys
Yeah.
earlier, what they kinda wanted.
Okay.
I did meet with them last Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning to talk to one of the sisters and sister-in-law. Everything looks like it's on track. All I gotta do now is get a final okay from them. And when I say them, that would be the Rock.
Yeah.
You know, the brother and the brother-in-law. But everybody's on page to have this thing done. I'm hoping by the end of this week. And then we'll send it out. I'll have Mr. McCormick write up an easement. For, it's all
It's
all
been
done
surveyed.
as far as surveyed, everything's done there, it's on paper, so we just I have to do a title search and abstract and on the property anyways to make sure everything's good, but, and then draw up a easement, deed easement for that property.
Yeah.
So I'll get with you to do that, and I know that's about what we usually ask you to do, so I know that'll be out of
But it's straightforward stuff.
it. Yeah. So. Yeah, I know, that's actually has really came along good, I'm glad you asked, the last week, things have really moved it along. So I think we're pretty good. I guess, because we got a second and a first, and a second on this, let's say we'll move along with this. Roll call?
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes. Okay. That's it, right?
That's it.
Alright. Alright, claims. Claims on only are gonna be 202-300-855 through 202-300-941. Payroll claims 202-300-544 through 202-300-562. Claims, general fund, $32,939.16. Highway, $264,299.42. Woods Mills, water, $3,155.98. Morrisonville Water, $17,106.75. Macy Lane Water, $909.90. Lighting District, $1,667.66. So could I get a motion to pay the claim?
Motion.
By Vern,
Second.
by Reg. And roll call.
Mr. Hamel?
Yes.
Mr. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Facto?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes.
I just wanted to thank everybody for that with the loader.
Oh, yeah. 200
On that note, Mike, how did you make out with the controls?
It's still in the process. It's gonna be, a good month.
But they said they can change out that triple control for the
Yeah.
dual joystick control.
Yeah, it'll end up.
I know there was a little bit of money that we had to pay, I forget what it was, 3,000 or something
Yeah,
like that.
just a little over. But it'll be just like
Because we were talking about a whole different loader, you know, from the factory, because I want it all from the factory. But they're pretty much they're guaranteeing it's gonna be like a factory.
So how's that thing run?
Real good so far. I mean, we're not using it much, but, you know, but it's okay. It's pretty phenomenal.
And it's worthwhile to say that,
Yeah.
that has, was paid for on the, unallocated fund reserve, so we didn't have to borrow any money or bond any money.
Yep.
And, we still got about 600,000 in there. We've been letting them roll over and bank over the last 3 or 4 years, so. Or 3
And I
years.
just wanted to thank everybody, so.
All right, public forum.
Have a
Yes.
couple questions.
Sure, ma'am.
I'm Mary Evans, I live up on Mason Street, right, Broadwell Road. The shoulder on the east side of the road was cut very deeply where there's actually almost like a fall off Tony Bouchard's road, lawn. I was wondering, and with all the rain, the rocks that were in there
Wash it out.
well, they washed out and, you know, across our driveway, because we're right next to Tony. And I didn't call because I didn't want just sand put in there because that's just gonna wash back down the hill. And I didn't know if there was anything that could be done with the way it was cut. Like I said, there's a good drop off to the shoulder.
And Mary, where did you say you were at?
Mason Street at Broadwell Road. Right up the hill. Up the hill, down the hill.
Which number, Mason Street?
838, right at the foot of Broadwell Road.
Right straight across from Broadwell.
Yep. Yep.
So, Michael, can
Yeah.
you look into that for us?
Yes.
Okay. Just, we
The
just
shoulder-
don't want
the
sand
shoulder you're
put
talking
in.
about?
Yeah, it's the shoulder on the east side.
Okay.
Tony probably wouldn't complain, but he's not getting the rocks in his driveway. We are.
And he sold his tractor.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a smaller one, yeah. Yeah. All right, so you'll take care of looking at that, Mike?
Yes.
Did that other lady get a hold of you today? I think it was, she was a renter from Dick Globe over on Mason Lane.
Yeah, I didn't have time to talk to her. I was at a funeral.
40 years.
And she called.
Yeah.
So, oh, okay, I'm sorry to hear that, Michael.
Thank you.
So yeah, if you can just reach out to the two ladies and see what you can do. Anything else, man?
Well, I was gonna ask about the water, but I know that's probably a futile effort. You said it's going up to Rixon. Is there any plan to bring it down Mason Street at all, ever?
Okay, so took me 3.5 years to cobblestone together the grants that I got right now, which is over, you know, with the in-kind service, we're gonna have over $6 million worth of that $8 million project paid for. That completes phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, okay? Phase 4 that we looked at would be tying in, going down as far as you are, and tying in Browell so that we can
Make the loop, yeah.
loop the system. So, I don't wanna speak for next year's, you know, board and everything that's going on, but I would hope, yes, that we continue with
Because
that.
we're on spring water. I mean, we have great water, but, you know, it would be easier if we had town water.
Right. So, my
Worry
hopes,
about it.
my hopes are that, with Sand Road getting water up there, and an interconnector between Woods and Mills, that at some point that we can work with the town of Plattsburgh to do a tower up there and another pump, and then tie in across Vassar Road, which is about 9/10 of a mile from the
Yeah,
end of
I
that
know where that
hydrant,
is.
and then
Yeah.
backfeed our tank, our original tank. And then that would allow us, again, to probably do the phase 4 with that program, but I had 4 water projects going on all at the same time.
And I
and-
just, well, they've been talking about it, you know, since
Yeah.
they did surveys on Broadwell Road and all that. But-
Yeah, and if we got the interest
And it's
there-
already, you know, it's halfway down with Seymour, so.
Yeah, and I spoke to many on Bravo that would still be interested, because when they have wells, they have to watch their water conservation.
Yeah.
And you don't have to
Well,
worry
see,
about
we
it.
don't, we've got a spring that's been
Yeah, you
going
got an
for
artesian?
200 years.
Well, that's awesome when you hit an artesian, that's for sure. But yeah, so, hopefully the water continues.
Okay,
And that once we start looping these in, I know that'll help with the volume and it will help with the pressures.
okay. Thank you.
But it's probably a couple of years out.
Yeah, well, we're not going anywhere, so.
Yes, sir.
Oh, just, I wanted to ask Mike on this service warranty. Is there an hour limit on the machine per year and on the 5-year total? Is it unlimited hours or?
Well, it should be whatever the agreement is, you know what I mean? That would be made up, you know, written in the.
Right, as long as you get it in writing, you know.
Here it
that-
It should be.
Just look at it.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't see anything on there that said that they were subject to so many hours. Go ahead and read it
it's
though.
not like they're gonna put a lot of hours on the machine,
No.
because you don't, probably go a week without using it sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But I was just wondering if they had a limit per year and for the 5 years.
I really don't know, but I mean, it sounds like pretty basic,
Yeah.
you know, in common sense that it's gonna be a very good, you know, contract. I mean, they're gonna,
Yeah, I can tell you right here,
they'll keep track of it, you know, and
plan hours 2,500, average annual usage 500.
500 hours?
Yeah, per year.
2,500.
No, 25 for the 5-year,
Yep.
and 500 per
500
year.
per year, yep.
That's not very many hours.
No, you know, because I've run equipment, I put 2,000 hours on a piece of equipment a year. But I bet you put close
Yeah.
to 500, don't you?
Well, you
Well,
know,
you got,
Especially if you have
You got-
trouble where you gotta really go to using it.
Right,
You
right,
don't know the way the.
right.
they've got 3 machines up there, so they can
Yeah.
kind of split their hours, even if
Yeah,
they get rid
that's
of one,
a
they
lot.
still got 2.
Yeah, because it says right here, the
Yeah.
plan is 2,500 for the 5-year
Yeah.
and
okay.
500 per year. So,
is that for the new one?
That's for the
new one,
service.
Yeah. price per hour, they've got it figured out.
Because there was a 5-year that we got with it originally, and then,
That's the extended warranty. To cover, you know, under the basic warranty of
Right.
a year, they extended it out for the 5 years. But this is a service contract, so like your regular scheduled maintenance.
Yeah. They've got it broke down per year, 500,000 in each price per year, what they're charging on that. And if that includes the filters, if you bust the hose, lose a bunch of hydraulic,
yeah,
some of
I
this
mean,
newer equipment, you don't lose it all, you know? If they, that
yeah,
gets
even
covered.
the change in the front and the back
Right,
rear ends.
Right, it takes care of filters, air filters. I was just wondering if it was unlimited or
Well,
it's not, because it's right here.
It's not.
I don't know
So
if
you're
you
gonna have to
could
keep your eye on it, don't go over the 500. Thank you, Doc.
I'd be really surprised if you put
Right.
anywhere near that on those 2 machines a year, because they're splitting. Like, I don't work up there every day, but I know most people have a single tractor at home.
But that's only 10 hours a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah, if they're using the machine every week,
In the, like stockpiling sand, you're gonna put a lot of hours
that's when
on
they're
it.
gonna use the hour.
Right. And if you use it continuously for loading in the wintertime,
We probably won't be using that one.
so you don't want to, yeah,
We'll probably be using the older one.
right,
Because
yeah,
there's bigger tires on it and it's higher,
yeah. And you don't want to
Tandem.
rust them all up.
you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, instead of using a
Right.
shorter, you know, a smaller loader, we'd rather use a bigger one.
So this has got the shorter rubber on it.
Yeah.
It'd be more stable, but same size bucket.
Yeah, 3.5, something like that, 3.5. That's amazing.
I think the big thing you want it for was so you can start getting.
All the quick
your-
couplers and start doing a lot of begging and crying for the accessories.
Is there another plan available with more hours? That thing's probably, that's
That's
not
their,
many hours.
yeah.
Not really, I mean,
10 hours a week, that's not very many
Yeah, I
hours.
mean, 10
You
hours
could
a
get
week,
one
you start
emergency job and
putting
go way over that.
You put a shoulder machine on that,
Yeah.
and then use it in the fall.
Yeah, that's what they have for service. If you don't wanna do it, let me know now, cause this check hasn't gone out.
It's all right to do it, but we're just wondering how many hours you're gonna get
I
for
think
that.
one question is, before I sent the check, is I would contact them and see if there might be a different program with more hours.
No, that was the two that he sent. He sent the 3-year agreement with that many hours and the 5-year agreement with that many hours. I will check to see if you can increase the hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can do it.
10 hours a week is never good, yeah.
But
Because they've got
it's-
it broke down on there if you wanna look at it sometime,
Yeah.
how much it is per year for the 500 hours. 2,500 hours in 5 years isn't a lot of hours.
No, when I was looking at it, I mean,
but you'd think they'd want to.
Frank's tractor's 7 years old and I think he's got 800 hours on it right now after 7 years, but they don't use it like.
See, they're not gonna have any problems on a machine, or they shouldn't, on 2,500 hours. You know.
See, the rate on it goes up from the 3-year to the 5-year because you have a few more hours on it.
Right,
So the price for the 500 hours for year 4 and 5 are more than the
Right.
first 3 years. As the machine gets older.
It's like buying a 5-year warranty on your car. You don't pay for
Right,
it.
right.
You know,
But it doesn't
odds
seem
are-
like, when you think about it, a lot of hours. I agree with you.
Well, like Ricky said, 10 hours, and you can use that up by mistake.
yeah. Yeah, you don't wanna let it idle too much.
Sort of limits you
Then
a
it goes down.
little bit.
Why?
You would think they'd,
Goes up
be a lot more than
drastically
that
for that
before they
one.
wanna come in and
Yeah,
change
I
all
mean,
the
the
codes.
one,
Did you
I mean,
notice,
it's good to change them frequently.
did you notice, Ricky, on there?
My God.
Your 4th year goes up to 3870.
Right,
Your 5th year drops back down to 13.
yeah, well, maybe they got it worked out, their 4th year, you're gonna have a lot of problems. I don't know. But that is, to me, I wouldn't think, you know, it's $9,000, $10,000, close to 10,000, but it's only 2,500 hours. You know, and that's 10 hours a week. You put a shoulder machine on that, or stockpiling sand.
Yeah, I know they use,
See
I
that?
know, well, you got a week worth of work usually when you do your stockpiling, don't
Sand.
because
Oh,
we used to
no.
rent an extra
Way down.
machine for you during that week.
Yeah, it's usually longer than that. What we
Yeah,
do,
50
we
hours.
prepare,
Yeah.
we prepare like from August on, the end of October on, until whenever we got free time. One guy or 2 guys will go down in the pit and start pulling it out of the bank and stockpiling it in the center, so we can make a circle as we load. Makes it easier for us to, but it could, it could be 3 weeks, easy by the time we're done. Just,
Okay, I can check and see, I will tell you, if we go over the 10,000, then I'll have to go to resolution. Cause it'll be over
good
the,
thing we didn't do a resolution tonight.
How many hours you got in the other one, the newer one, Mike? Any idea?
no.
I mean, you could get an idea how many years you've had it and how
Yeah,
many
that
hours on it.
That was a 2007, I think,
Sure.
so.
See how many
Buy it
hours.
new?
In the
Yeah,
highway.
it was
it's
bought
like
now.
and I don't think
one
it's even
check
got,
for 2 things.
man, I'd be surprised if it had 1,000 hours on
The
that thing, I
highway
don't think it
vouchers.
does.
Really?
The last time I was in it, if I remember right.
Well, you're gonna be all
Are
right
you
for
talking
this
about the big one, the new one or the
Not the-
644G,
Yeah,
the older one?
yeah,
Yeah,
and I mean,
I-
you've had that
you know,
forever.
I don't know.
But I don't know how
There's
much
so
you
many.
use that one either, you know what I mean? I'm not up there every day to know how much you use it.
Well, that one you've been using, that's a 1996.
I would agree with Rick with that, I just don't want the guys sit there, matter of fact, with the new emissions control on the new diesels, they tell you to shut them off now and not let them idle because they're
Yeah.
going into regen, and that's when you have all the problems with them, so the old days of saying, okay, it's a diesel, let it run all day, it
Right.
don't hurt it, with all the emissions
Yeah, and the exhaust
stuff
systems
that
on.
they put on that, they tell you to
Want
shut
you to
them
shut them
off.
off.
I know, like, I was talking to one of the farmers, he said the same thing. I borrowed his, he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, if you're not using it, shut it off. Because of that emission stuff that sits there and plugs up.
Yeah.
And the guys are gonna wanna use that new loader more than the other ones, and you're gonna have to keep it locked.
Oh, yeah.
Unless he keeps the 3 joysticks. That's why he did it.
Yeah.
He only wanted- he didn't want them to use it.
Yeah. Well, that's funny, that's weird, those little sticks.
But I can check, if it goes over that, I'll have to call everybody anyways. We don't have, it's like I said, we didn't need a resolution on that. because we
So
don't
Mike,
know.
it basically though, the way I'm looking at it, it's 2,500 hours or 5 years. So if you use up 2,500 hours in 4 years, you've used your hours, but you haven't used your years.
That was for the 5 years.
Right.
So
Yeah,
25 hours,
5 years, it says 2,500 hours, but it
5 years, so
doesn't,
you divide that,
it doesn't say how many hours per
yeah,
year.
that's 500.
Right. 10 hours a week.
But say if you use 1,000 hours the first year, say you run out of hours in 4 years, you still got your hours that you paid for.
Right.
And then you'll just have to take a service safety fifth year yourself. That's why I'll bet you they got that price fixed
covering their
for 4
butt.
years. Yeah, I
Oh,
got a
yeah.
feeling they're gonna think you're gonna run out of hours in 4 years.
Don't matter to them.
Yeah,
One less year they've gotta travel down.
exactly.
There's 2 checks too, so I wanted to make sure that she wrote 1 or 2 checks. So one check is for the warranty, so he said something about holding it till it's right out. Yeah, they're a little close, yeah.
Okay.
Same with 2018.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, I can get a hold of Jesse, right?
Parking too much.
Yeah.
I'll get a hold of Jesse. We'll find out what he does. But he didn't act like they had any other plans other than those 2 set plans. They used to do it by like, they used to do it by the hour coming out, and they try to figure it that way. But he said that they get like, geez, and don't quote me, but like $300 to come up here.
Find it.
So he used to try to,
Leave Reggie's on
he used to try to get like 2 or 3 machines in the same area, to kind of split the cost of having a driver come up here and pay that $300-400 to get them up here and put them in the mobile area, so to speak. But he goes, they went to these 2 programs, is the way he explained it to me, and then it's a flat rate, and then there's no, paying him from the time
You start paying from the time they get up and start making coffee.
Yeah,
Till
right.
they get back home.
Yeah, so that's why he said that's when they went to these 2 plans where it just covers the hours for the,
Right.
the years. And, it was, he said, less expensive for the 2, 3, 4. Who am I missing? Mike, did you sign these?
Nope.
Anybody else? Did we answer all the questions? All right, get out there and enjoy the non-raining
Meetings,
night.
next meeting?
Next meeting that we'll do right now. And then we gotta adjourn. Next meetings are 8/22/23, that's Tuesday at 6 p.m. Work sessions 8/7 and 8/21 if needed at 6 p.m. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
Motion?
Second?
All right.
All in favor? Yeah.
Aye.
All right.
All right.